Hello and welcome to the Digital Equality Network. My name is Milton Brown. Established 5 years ago, the Yorkshire Asian Business Association provides a voice for the Asian business community in the region. YABA works under the framework of the National Asian Business Association, NABA, to develop a cohesive, comprehensive strategy as the voices of Asian businesses grow. Research has shown that the Asian business community makes an enormous contribution to the UK PLC, providing the backbone of UK enterprise with a share of over 11% of new business startups. The British Asian community generates around 10% of the country's GDP, despite making up only 4% of the population. I'm joined today by Amarjit Singh, the chairman of the Yorkshire Asian Business Association, to share with us more about the organisation. Hi Amarjit, and welcome to the Digital Equality Network.
Oh, hi Milton. Great to be here. With yourselves today, and I'm happy to have a chat about the Yorkshire Asian Business Association.
Excellent, and so grateful for you giving up your time. In just 5 years, YABA is now working independently and internationally. What's the philosophy that provides the foundation and the drive for YABA's success?
I think as Asians being brought up in the UK and having seen how the Asian community has progressed from the early days of economic migrants, I think it was important to showcase and support the Asian businesses that we see around us in terms of profiling and celebrating their success, and that's been our driving philosophy.
Does that include people from China, Japan, Indonesia, Indonesian heritage in Yorkshire? Does that include them?
Yeah, we would love to. I mean, the term Asian is a lot broader than what it's perceived to be. But our focus has primarily been the South Asian community. That's the community we understand, we know. Mm-hmm. That's the community we've connected with in terms of business, in terms of enterprise. Mm-hmm. And they have been highly successful over the years. And our motto simply was, let's celebrate our success. I mean, who knows in a few years' time where we spread our wings. Okay, we would love to be inclusive in the true sense of the Asian business, and then reach out throughout the Asia that we know.
Yeah. So how do you mitigate for those who would suggest that YABA is reverse racism, only focusing on the Southeast Asian community?
Well, that's an interesting question, and no doubt people always see the negatives of any organisation that puts certain boundaries together. Our motto is simple: we're looking at integrating and expanding the platform for Asian businesses. And mixing with mainstream business. I mean, our reach, if you look at our membership base, it's a mix of people and businesses there, not just restricted to the Asian businesses. Okay, and we want to provide a platform for us to be able to reach each other. Mm-hmm. So it's more about integration. It's more about diversity. Okay, and I've always run a mainstream business, Asian business called in terms of a mainstream business, and it's unfortunate that over the years that I've been in Yorkshire from the early days of when we first came to the UK, that the term Asian business has been associated with non-mainstream operations, the corner shops, the takeaways, the restaurants, where in reality, if you look around us now, there are Asian businesses reaching nationally, globally from within our region. Yeah. And so we want to try and break the tag of Asian businesses being associated with corner shops. And reach out.
Really interesting points you made there, but there's just a couple more sub questions in there, because I see the strategy. You've come together to reach out further to mainstream. when I asked about the philosophy, how much does faith bind you together? Because you're making some huge strides in 5 years. Is there something about the faith that binds you together?
Well, I think faith generally binds people together. Unfortunately, the world sees faith as boundaries. I see the opposite way. I think we can bring people's faiths together. I mean, as business people, we most businesses will treat their customers as their faith ultimately, and so within YABA we use faith to bring together our communities. We use it as platforms to pull people together. We've used Diwali, Eid, Christmas, Easter. We use those platforms. We have networking events based around faith, okay, simply to bring people together rather than the opposite.
Yeah. Thank you. So what's the relationship with YABA and NABA, if you don't mind?
Yeah, not a problem. NABA is the National Asian Business Association that was set up throughout the UK. If you look at the different regions, there's lots of Asian business associations around the country, whether it's in the Midlands, the South, the North, and NABA kind of brings a platform where we can link together collectively to have a collective voice, particularly when it comes to influence in sort of government level.
Yeah. Okay, so does it go international? Does NABA link international, and through working in YABA, you've got that kind of that roadmap to international business?
Absolutely. NABA's main links have been India, or the South Asian continent, which encompasses Pakistan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Okay. So that's where naturally our links are, and that's where we try and link together. We feel that particular region, particularly India, over the past sort of decade, 15, 20 years, has an economy that's probably been the fastest growing economy in the world, and I think with it brings opportunities, as we see currently. Our UK government's talking with India in terms of expanding the trade links and sort of post Brexit. Okay, so we want to be able to provide again a platform for businesses that either want to trade with India, or we also provide a platform where Indian businesses want to trade in the UK. So it's a networking event, and it's based around really our region, our South Asian background.
And when you say West Yorkshire as well, is it West Yorkshire or the whole of Yorkshire?
For us, our focus has been West Yorkshire, but as an organisation, we are the Yorkshire Asian Business Association, and our reach goes into South Yorkshire, North Yorkshire as well.
Okay, thank you. And what are the current objectives then for YABA?
Well, the current objectives, from my perspective, really, I mean, I'm a firm believer in reaching out to the communities in terms of promoting our diversity and our differences. My background, I would say I try and celebrate our first generation immigrants that came, whether it was from the West Indies, whether it was India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and I call them the first generation.
Foundation.
People like myself that were born in India, and there were many in that came in the 70s in similar position. We call ourselves the lost generation because we really can't call ourselves the second generation, because those were the youngsters that were born in the UK. Okay. But to me, always the first batch of immigrants that came in were the true entrepreneurs. They came looking for success, looking to better their lives, and that's always been my drive and my inspiration. And their dreams was simply that their future generations would grow up in more better economic times and better financial success. And they laid down the foundations for the successes that we see around us. And that's always been my driving force. And I think we should look back on them and celebrate the journey that they took, despite the odds, despite the fact that most were uneducated, despite the fact that most didn't have any money on them when they landed on these shores. If I remember right, in the country India did not allow more than £3 to leave their shores when people came. So a lot of these people had no more than £3 in their back pockets. And for them to have established a base here, I think it's to be celebrated. And at the same time, I'd like to celebrate the fact that we're in a country that allowed us to be here, allowed us a platform for the successes that we have, and we should be thankful as well for the opportunities we have been given here. And I still firmly believe, despite the issues that we face around us all every day, that this is still the best country to live and do business in, and let's celebrate that.
A lot said there. I think we should celebrate the pioneers who left their countries to come here. A desire to build a better life in another country. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts and determination. It wasn't easy, as you've highlighted. It certainly wasn't easy, but their persistence and resistance has made a difference that, YABA can be formed. And I see a lot of African Caribbean businesses across the country. Probably even in Kirklees, we see a lot of African Caribbean business, perhaps not mainstream, but certainly a lot of entrepreneurs. So fair play to our ancestors, the pioneers who came here, and fair play to those generations who have kept it going. That said, when you talk about YABA, who created it? It's almost like, what was the thought behind it? I understand that you wanted to build a voice for Asian businesses and build a network, but what was the first step towards that?
Well, I suppose the sort of the desire was really to celebrate the Asian as a mainstream Asian business in our region, in the business that I and my fellow colleagues ran. We were fortunate enough to interact with a lot of either mainstream business, with very highly successful Asian businesses. Okay. And it always transpired that we were kind of put into little call them boxes of Asian businesses, and it was that simple desire that I think we've achieved a lot. Let's celebrate it. Let's reach out to the mainstream media. Let's reach out to the mainstream businesses out there, okay, and show that we're no longer just corner shops. We aren't just takeaways. We're touching all the key businesses in that we see around us. Whether it's IT, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's large scale retail, and we've only got to look around ourselves now that a lot of the Asian business are now running national brands, and I think let's be happy and successful for that.
Excellent. Yeah. And how did you get involved with YABA?
Well, I suppose fortunate enough with my business background that I had the networks and the people around me. Okay. Sharon Jandu was the founder of YABA, and she reached out to key Asian business people around in our region, and I was one of them. And I gave it my full support because I saw a vision. And I saw a desire, okay, and I saw the end result, so where we can take this, okay, and in the end, let's celebrate. Like I said, let's celebrate our success.
Excellent. What's the challenges? The challenges in YABA and also the successes, because you've mentioned a lot about celebrating.
Absolutely. I mean, successes we see around us. If you look at some of the Asian businesses in our region, and then and beyond as well. Okay, so we're not just talking Yorkshire. I mean, Yorkshire are based, but if you look at success of Asian business throughout the UK, They've had a phenomenal journey from 40 years, 50 years since our sort of the first generation came. For me, success looks like that we are perceived as mainstream. Our Asian businesses are mixing with the mainstream businesses and sharing the successes that we see around us. From my perspective, would like to expand YABA on a national platform. Okay, so that's the challenge for us.
Yeah. And you mentioned 40 years, but partition was 47.
1947.
Yeah, so that makes it 73 years.
Yeah.
I reckon it's 73 years. So fair play to you and very well done. I'm asking these kind of questions here because when I'm looking at other migrating communities coming here and settling, there's nothing, probably the Chinese is probably, I would put on par with the Asian and the Asian business, but probably the Chinese. So I'm very interested to where it all started, and looking at the phenomenal success you have now. Okay, so final question then. What's the next 5 years going to look like for YABA?
Well, hopefully, we get the support of our communities and continue in trying to reach our objectives of showcasing success. If we can reach out, increase our membership base, we've already got around about 2,000 members. We have a whole host of corporate partners that help and support us. Okay, so over the next 5 years, we hope to continue the work that we've started and hopefully increase the activity that we're doing. And I'd love to be in a position where we have more resources and have proper a comprehensive back office support that we can reach out to businesses in our region and beyond.
Amarjit, thanks for your time. And I wish you all the very best in attaining all the objectives for YABA and moving YABA forward for huge successes in the future. Thank you for taking the time to watch this program, and be sure to check out all the latest from the Den on our website, address at the bottom of the screen. Thank you very much. It's a goodbye from me, Milton Brown, and also from Amarjit.
Goodbye from me as well, and thank you, Milton.
Thank you very much. Nice one.